Hi guys, here is a video. You can find the project that is most important for beginners who are learning the language Python. So to know a language better, it's better to learn using programs. So using this program, this is little bit like a semi project. So using this project, you can better know the Python language easily. If you have any doubts while doing this project using my video, please let me share through the comment section. I will help you, and please subscribe to get more projects in Python language and to learn Python language um, from the basics. Okay, I have done already this one, so I just run to show what our output is. Our output looks like this. It is a calculator having the buttons, and when the user click the button, it will be display on the display line, and if the user wants to do any operation, it will display the output in the same line. So it is having clear button, backspace button, just like a usual calculator, and some extra functions are there, that is finding pi, factorial, exponential and power 2. Let's see one by one how to bring this output. This is our project that we are going to do. As we see in our output, this is just a GUI application. So in Python, like other language, you don't need to go for so many number of coding lines to bring a GUI app. In Python, we are having a predefined module called tkinter. That's why Python is a very easy language, because it have already many number of predefined functions, and many library functions, dictionaries like that. So that it is very easy when compared to other languages, and it is in the trend now. It is good to learn this language as a beginner, and it will give some important value to your resume also. Fine, let's start by importing the module tkinter. From tkinter we are importing all the things. Start. So we are importing this module. We have to start this module by fixing to a object. We are fixing this to the object root, and we just start the module. Call the module. Now each project will have a main loop to start running. So here also we just have a main loop. To start running, what we are going to do is we add codings little by little, so that we can and run it at the time, so that we can easily understand the impact of coding in the output, and you can easily learn the language. So let me run this one. See, we are getting this. This is stored in the object. This is an object now. So this is stored in the object, a root, and this is run by using the module tkinter. This is a GUI application board. For our understanding, I am telling all this in simple words. Okay. Now we are going. What we have to do means we have to add all the buttons, that display line, and all the operator buttons and everything. We are going to add the one by one. First we have to let's give a name to our board. Okay. To give the name, what you have to do is title is the we already know in our other languages. If you are new to the language itself, programming language, no problem. Title, the name, title is used to as we have in normal English. Title is the name given to our board. So title, I am giving DIY calculator. Okay, we run this also. See, we are having this DIY calculator. Fine. And now what we are going to do is, for our easy understanding, note that this root.main loop of should be placed at the last line of the project when you are doing this calculator, because it will make some problems, running error if you keep it in between. Sorry, see, let's check with the error also. Oh, here title is not a man. See, the title is not named in this grid. Why? Because till main loop it will run. After that it will not run. That's why I am telling we should keep the root dot main loop off at the last. Usually this is the rule in all the languages, like in C and all, you will be keeping this main loop function at the last, so that it will communicate with all the functions easily and it will give the exact output. For a better output, it should be at the last, and we get this one, right? Okay. And now what we are going to do is, in as I show in the output, we are going to put a display line. For the display line, what we need, just use the variable display. In that entry of root, here this entry of root is a predefined one, that's why it comes under. When I type here, it comes under, right? See, it comes under. It is a predefined function within the module tkinter. Why it is used? It is used to enter or display a single line in the given tkinter module, using that in the given GUI app in which we are using this tkinter module. So for displaying that input, whatever user, which button, when the user clicks a button, the value of that button should be displayed on the calculator display board, right? For that one we are using this one. So that display line is stored in this display, in this variable display, and it will display as a display line. So that line will be, looks like it will completely fit to the calculator size as a single row. So for that we are going to design, we have to design it. That's why what we are going to do is, we are using another one is grid. In this grid grid function, what we can do is, we can separate the calculator into rows and columns, and we can assign buttons for each rows and columns. Here we are using this display line is in the first row and it occupies all the columns. For that we are going to place it. Just imagine the calculator as a grid having so many rows and columns. Just imagine. So using that grid, we are going to place in each row and column whatever we need. First, in the first row, and the first row have some number of columns. We are occupying the complete row. We are not going to divide into columns. The first row should be completely occupied by a single line. That's why we are going to do this. In that grid, the row 1 is occupied. Okay, row 1 is occupied, and there is no separation of column. That's why you are using this column span. This is a keyword, and we are just setting there will be 6 columns. In the future, that complete all the rows will have 6 columns, and all these 6 columns are within single row. For one row there are 6 columns, and we are occupying all these columns. It is not going to separate it. That's why we are using this column span. To understand in clear, let us take as a widget. Okay, if a widget occupy more than one column, we have to use this word column span. And next one is, see, each button, for each row, we could not give the actual measurement to make a calculator looks good or pretty good. So for that, what we are doing is, because measurements and all taking somehow messy display. That's why for neat look, what we are having in this one, sticky. Sticky means it will distribute any extra space within the cell that is not taken up by the widget. So it will equally distribute the space for all the rows and columns. See, the first row is the display line, and it is in the row 1, and it occupies all the columns, and it is stick to the entire calculator size. That's it. Now let's add one by one. Okay, now we are going to add buttons. To add buttons, we have here predefined. Already we have this function in our tkinter module. See, we are having button board and button group itself. So here now we are just going to add the button. What will be the button? Per button, we are going to fix the button within the root. So root. Then we give the value for the button, that is title. Title will be 1. This is same machine as in C program, other programming, but the little bit changes will be in the coding. That is, here we are going to fix the button into the root and we are going to give the value as title 1. Usually the values will be within the double quotes, just like variables. Next one is, we are going to, when you are going to press the button, something has to be done by the program. That is, the value whenever you are touching the button, it should be displayed in the display line and it should be used for the operations further. So all these things are done by the single command lambda. This is also previously in the tkinter module. What it do means, whenever you press the button 1, the value of the button 1 is sent to somewhere else, which we define here. Here we define get variables of. So we are going to do a function. We will define the function later in this program. We are going to send this value to this function using this command equal to lambda. So command is used to send a value to the place which we are defining here, which we are telling here. Okay, fine. Now we are going to place this button in the grid. So within the root there are grids. It has rows and columns, as I said, using the display. So first we are in the first row we are using the display line. In the second row we are going to place the buttons. In the second row we are going to place 3 number buttons and 3 operator buttons. As I showed earlier, the output of the sample output of our project. Whatever model you need you can do, but I am planning to place 3 number buttons, 1 and 3 operator buttons. It looks somehow neat, that's why. So first we are placing the button in the grid, and it is in the row. So grid of, and the row will be, already first row is the display line, so we are using the second row, and column here is first column, let it be 0. We just assign the numbers and it is stick to the all the places. That's why using same thing, stick equal to north plus south plus west plus east. That's all. Okay, let's check this one. There is an error. So title is the error, I think. Yes, title is the error. Title is not there. We have to give text. Sorry, we have to text input. So text, the text that is written on the button. Title is here. We are giving for the data. Okay, I just confused. That's why. Okay, see the first button 1 is here. Same as we are going to place second button. See here I am going to change the text as 2, and this value is sent to the variables of 2. It is placed in the same row, but column will be changed to 1. I said 3 buttons I am going to place. So third button is here and 3 operators. Okay, 3 buttons and variables will be 3 columns. And next what I am going to do is I am going to place variable, so operator. So let it be the first operator plus, and all this operator is going to the function operation of. Why means these operators are used for operations, and I am going to give some function called operation. So this value of this one is sent to the function operation of. So whenever we are sending other than numbers, it should be within double quotes because it is taken as strings. Okay, now the same row but column is going to change 4. So let's copy this line and use for the next operator. 3 numbers, 3 operators. So minus, sorry, instead of minus let's have some other operator, because plus, minus, star and division all comes in same column. That looks good, that's why I am using. So I am using pi. See, pi, for pi the value is 3.14. We cannot send the pi as it is. We have to send the value of pi, so that is 3.14, and the column is 5. So backspace should like this, right? Backspace, just a symbol. You can write BC as backspace. Okay, to delete DEL, anything you want, you just type it. And for this what will happen, operations is not the function we are using, undo of. because it is going to delete. For that, see undo. You are just using the function undo. This is also within the module, so no problem. We just simply do the function undo. Okay, let's check it out. Is this looks good or not? Okay, here the error is shown that invalid syntax. Why means here I left one closing brace. That's why. Okay, let's check out here. Now run. See, we got 1, 2, 3 plus and backspace. 5 is missing. Why means we are sending the operation 3.14 grid row to column 5. See, I am using the same column numbers. That's why I missing. Here column 6. Let's check again. Error will come, but debugging the error is also somehow funny, right? That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 columns. Each one is looking good. Fine. Okay. Let's go for the next thing. Next, what are the numbers needed? 4, 5, 6. Here what we are going to place in the next row. So 3, 3, 3. Now it seems easy, right? Same column 0, 1 and sorry, here I missed the number 2. Same mistake I have done here. 5. Just numbers may get confused. So don't worry. You can easily solve it just by seeing the output itself. Okay, 0, 1 and 2. Similarly, we are going to place the other operators. Other operators, let it be minus. Plus is here, so we are using minus. So we are get operations of minus and get operations of for exponential. What will happen means we are going to multiply it twice or thrice. Whatever you define, you can define. To find the exponential, it's up to you. Same here, we are going to find the module. So get operation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus minus other operations. It is easy and good looking good. Okay, similarly we are going to add the third row within that finished. Most probably we finish our code. So 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9 and here we are going to change and this one is in the next row 4 same column. Okay, next enter control V. For easy understanding I give spaces, that's why we can easily, if we find any errors we can easily debug it. Okay, so star open brace and closing brace. In terms of long expressions we will be using the open brace and closing brace. So char. If for easiest thing what you can do is you can draw the output of your project what you have in your imagination and basing on that you can add buttons, then it will be easy for you. So this is how. We have finished all the numbers except 0, so only one number will be there and 5 operations are there. Let's do one by one. The number is first one is 0, so control V. 0, 0 and then it should be within the 5th row column 0. Okay, next is operation. That's why I check the output up to time in between. Okay, I just copy this line itself for other operations. Okay, next one is power 2, the all clear button. All clear button we know means we are going to delete whatever in the display line and start new operation. For that I am going to have function clear all. So I will write this function later. Okay, and then dot. For decimal things, decimal numbers you should use dot. So I am going to use dot. And this is send as a operator because it is going to an operator. Okay, and I change all the columns. So here the last row with different number operators and all clear button, dot button, all these things are assigned to the corresponding functions and I change the row as number 5 and I fix them to the column 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's run this one. See, our entire calculator gets ready. Now we are going to write the functions so that we can easily make the calculator working calculator. So as we see in the output, we have to write the functions for getting variables, getting operators, and clear all the things that are displayed in the display line, and for backspace button undo function, then calculate for calculating the functions. Here we missed one button, that is equal to button. Let's add that also. And finally one more function is that is factorial. For that we have to write the factorial function. So let's add one by one. Let's add equal to box and then we add all the functions. Then our calculator will be working condition. So as we have the display line similar to this, we are going to have the equal to button. It will occupy this entire bottom row and there will be no columns. So same coding as we are having for display.grid. This one will be the same in grid. Okay, let's add but it is button, so we add as button. Button we are going to add in root. Text is equal to symbol, command same thing, lambda. It will send here when we press the equal to button, what should happen? The result of the expression that is in the display line should display. So for that we have to do the calculate. So we have to write the calculate of function, seeing it in the grid. What we have to do is we have to add the functions one by one. First of all we are going to declare. So instead of writing the function here, it is better to write the function in the front itself, so that whenever the functions are reading here, it will get from the front. And some in C we will use it to write the functions in the top itself, right? So you are going to do the same thing here. Okay, let's declare I equal to 0. And why we are declaring I means here I keeps the track of the current position of the input, what the user giving that input in the text field. So we will be given one by one the input like numbers 1 plus 2 plus 3. So in that each input numbers and operators are taken as 1, 2, 3 for in count. And after, while calculating the value of using this input, after calculating the I becomes 0 again. Whenever we are pressing the clear all button or we are pressing the backspace button, the last item should be deleted. Now that time that I will reduce to 1 and that last input will be reduced. So to keep track of the all the input position and the input digits, we are using this I. So this I receives the input digit as parameter and display it in the input field. And also this I is used to used in the inside the function. So we declare here itself. So first we are going to tell variables of get variables of function. No? So this function we are going to write. For that we are going to define. We are defining the function here. So we are placing here. Instead of 1, what we are going to tell is num will be our parameter. So whenever you are defining anything, it should be finished with colon symbol. This is some rules, some syntax rules will be there. That one is here. And then we are going to global I. This is we are taking the I globally and it will be communicate this with this I. And then so using this variable get variable function, what we are going to do, whatever the input is pressed by the user, that will be display on the display line. So what we are going to do is we have to insert the inputs pressed by the user in the display line. So we are displaying dot insert of I keeps the position number, the number of inputs that will be stored in I, and number that is the input given by the pressed by the user. So insert in the input field. Then we are going to increase the value of I for getting the next input. Okay, sorry I forget, there will not be any semicolon at the end of any of the lines. Okay, next that's all. Our get variable function finished. What I am going to do is get operations of inside the operation. What will be we will be getting the operator as input, so I name it as operator colon syntax. And this These three lines comes under this function name. So it is inside, somehow inside, and it will come as it is, so don't change. If you start here, then error will be shown. Next one, here also we are calling the global I, and what we have to do is we have to insert the value of the operator in the display line. And one more thing, what we are going to do is we are going to store the value of this I in the length, in the variable length. So we are keeping track of operators in another variable length. So within a bracket, when you do means that one operation will be finished, plus, then another operation minus, and after that we are joining those operations and finish. So for that we will be using this length equal to len of operator, and then we are going to display them. So insert of I comma, and one more thing, we are going to increase this I value, because all the variables and operators are stored in the all the inputs. It may be a variable or operator or open brace or closing brace. Everything will be stored here in the I. So for that we are using this I, and this len is separately for operators alone, so that we can finish one by one all the operations and join all the operations to give the exact output. And then again, as usual, you are going to add the I plus 1. Mistakenly I have put this. Okay, next.